It's a family of politicians, it's a family of power. We are right now in Badal village of Punjab, and we know that Prakash Singh Badal is the Chief Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister is Sukhbir Singh Badal, and his wife is currently the Lok Sabha MP from Bathinda. She's trying for the second time. Hectic campaigning is right now going on. We are right now here in this house, and you can see the expanse. The workers seem to be busy out here. There's a lot of political buzz, but of course the responsibility is on the Akalis to deliver this time again.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸੋ ਤਾਂ ਸਹੀ 30 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ ਵੋਟ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਨਾ ਤਕੜੀ ਲੈ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰਲੀਮੈਂਟ 'ਚ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੀ ਕੱਲੇ ਇੰਨੀ ਚੀਕਾ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸੀਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੂੰਹ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਗਰ ਤਕੜੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜੋੜਦੀ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਫੇਰ ਦੱਸੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੋਟ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਨਾ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਵੀਰ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੋਟ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਾਓਗੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਿੰਡ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਾਊਗਾ ਉਹ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਖੜੇ ਵੀਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਪਾਓਗੇ
It's the women of this area that Harsimrat Kaur Badal is hugely favourite with. In all her public meetings, largely, she talks about the personal sacrifices she had made for joining the public life, as well as the huge grants she has brought to these villages.
हाँ जी इससे ਅਸੀਂ बहुत खुश हाँ
उससे बहुत उम्मीद है जी हमको हमके बच्चे स्कूल में पढ़ते हैं वजीफा मिलता है हमारे बच्चों को बहुत अच्छी गल है जी
बीबा जी ने करी प्लानिंग त्यार बठिंडे दी बीबा जी ने करी प्लानिंग त्यार बठिंडे दी 5 सालां विच दित्ती बदल नहार बठिंडे दी 5 सालां विच दित्ती बदल नहार बठिंडे दी.
We are in Bathinda right now and sitting here with Ms. Harsimrat Kaur Badal. She is the MP, of course, also the candidate now from Shiromani Akali Dal in Bathinda. We are talking to her now about her future here. But you're working hard, we can see that. But do you think it's a tough battle this time?
No, not at all. I'm pitted against a person who fought 2 elections in the last Punjab Assembly elections. He came third in both of them, lost badly. He didn't win a single seat in the whole of Punjab. And he's had to dissolve his party and hop onto the Congress bandwagon after having started the election campaign on his own symbol.
How does it feel as a relative, I mean, as part of the family?
He was, the Badal family is a huge family. He's just one of the other Badals. And that's it.
So what is it that keeps you going on now that you're touring all these villages, you're meeting people? What is it that you're really harping on your success?
I think that we've got a golden opportunity where eventually our own government is likely to come in the center. And with that coming in, it's going to make such a massive difference to Punjab that is probably something we can't even imagine. Because last 10 years, we've borne the brunt of a Congress government that has worked overtime to ensure that Punjab's development does not happen. We've had something like 5 ministers out of the Congress MPs that were from Punjab. And not a single thing can any 5 of them say that they've even brought to their own constituency, leave alone to Punjab. It's actually shameful.
Someone would say for change, maybe something should happen. So people are looking for change. I mean, that's
I think the whole country is looking for change because the whole atmosphere in the whole country is so down and so low where, where you talk about the farmer or you talk about the poor or you talk general people, there's a burden. And everything, there's a lull even in the industry everywhere. So this is because of the policy paralysis, and instead of pulling this country out of the gloom that it's in, when the Congress took over, we were being looked at as the next superpower of the world and stuff like that. And now there's such a gloom that every foreign investment has like gone out of our country, and even the Indians are not wanting to invest here. The rupee has weakened so much. The country has gone into such a policy paralysis that not only has it become weak internally, but even externally we've got like Pakistan and China misbehaving with us, and the government just sitting quietly and watching. This is all because of the dual power center. We've got a prime minister with no powers.
The other argument would be that if one has ruled for such a long time in a state, then maybe some fresh ideas, some fresh people should come.
In the state, we were in Punjab has a habit of a revolving government. This is the first time that an incumbent government was voted back with a bigger majority. That's because of the work that we did. And in spite of the bias of the central government, where the schemes were such they could not be used in Punjab, they would not sanction us funds. I mean, for example, Congress has brought in a food security bill, and we feed 60% of the food that feeds the nation comes from Punjab. And our water tables are going down. There's wastage of water because of a 150-year-old irrigation system. We want a measly 3,500 crores to set that right and to save this 33% loss of water. They'll waste 40,000 on Narega but not give our state a measly 3,500, which is going to ensure the food security. So, they're so petty. I've had a Bathinda airport in my constituency which has been ready for inauguration for the last 1.5 years. They refused to let the minister come and inaugurate it. So this is the kind of bias that we have faced for last 7 years, and we're just waiting for this bias to go and then see the boom of development.
What about the women voters? Women issues are big issues. In fact, in Parliament, you've raised a lot of these relevant issues. How are you looking at them?
Fortunately, in Punjab, the case of women's security, which is a huge issue in the entire country, is better than in the rest of the country, and especially in Bathinda, I have paid extra attention to it. For the first time in Punjab Police, there were recruitment of women police constables, so that in every thana there's a woman who a woman can go and tell her problems to. There's 181, which is a helpline where within 20 minutes you get somebody to come and help you. So a lot of domestic violence issues are being handled. In my cities like Bathinda, we've got these girls, trained police girls on scooters, standing outside colleges and all to stop eve teasing. So I've taken a lot of steps in my own constituency to address these issues. And a lot more needs to be done. Like, I think our biggest focus needs to be on the youth. And skillful youth is going to make a progressive India. Of course, this government has done nothing about imparting skills or jobs, and I hope that the next government brings that in as its major agenda in the forefront, because I believe the next nation to progress is going to be the one where the skill is utilized in a productive manner rather than the unproductive manner. We've got unemployment and unemployed youth turning to various other
Badal,
things.
how would you look at your own candidature? I mean, someone would say you're surrounded by the power centers. Your father-in-law is a chief minister. Your husband is a deputy chief minister. So, is that really a big advantage, or you're really, working on your own strengths?
It definitely has its advantages that, when anything gets stuck or anything's not getting done, it's just not even a phone call away, you don't have to wait to get an appointment. So it has its advantages, but it has a major disadvantage that expectations are sky high. People think that I am the CM and I am the PM and I can do anything, You can make a railway line here and you can make a bridge here. It doesn't work like that. So it has its pluses and its minuses. But at the end of the day, it all depends on the hard work of a candidate. If you've been given a job, if you perform, people will vote you back. If you don't, this is no caste-based politics at play here. We don't try to divide and rule or, use the various tactics that many other states use.
What about Mr. Modi? I mean, he's in the eye of the storm. Of course, you're supporting. How would you look at
I think
being
the
PM
country
candidate?
needs a decisive and a strong leader like him, someone who's got a track record of having worked and changed his state around. And I don't think the country has any other option but to have someone like him. And he is, God forbid, if the country does not bring him in with a strong and stable mandate, this Congress will use some side door means to bring in a small 35 party type MP type leader of this regional leader, who they will pull out after 1.5 years and put the country into a bigger chaos than what they have done in 10 years. So I hope people give a strong and decisive mandate for a leader like Mr. Modi, who has got amazing vision and amazing ideas to take the country ahead, just like he has his own
And
state.
since we're here in Bathinda, what about development? You're going to villages. Some of them would really expect a lot in terms of, the basic facilities.
See, one of the major achievements of our government has been that in my tenure of 5 years, within the first 2.5 years, we provided clean drinking water to every village of my constituency, and which was a big thing. And we have put up RO systems in every village. After that, I have worked to bring in water works wherever there weren't any. So we have worked to provide the basic essentials of electricity, water. Irrigation water is another big thing which adds to their income. So these are the basics that one has worked on in the last 5 years. But development is an ongoing process. Someone doesn't have electricity today, he wants electricity. He puts one bulb, then he wants to put a tube light, then he wants to put a fan and then an AC. It's like an ongoing thing. There's never an end to it. So that's what the politician's job is, to keep supplying the demand as it comes.
How would you look at this Aam Aadmi phenomena?
It doesn't exist in Punjab, and I think Mr. Kejriwal did himself in with what he did in Delhi and how he ran away from his responsibilities. So for me, it's another B team of the Congress. We had a B team of the Congress in our Vidhan Sabha elections, which was my opponent of the same party, was set up by the Congress to actually break the Akali votes and help the Congress come in. But he ended up breaking the Congress votes, and in short, the Akali came in. And I think Aam Aadmi is exactly the same. He came in on the platform of anti-corruption and fighting against Congress. And as soon as he saw the Prime Minister's seat, he stopped talking about Congress. He's only talking about Modi. So he's a B team of the Congress set there to stop Mr. Modi, which is I don't think he's going to be able to.
And finally, we were listening to your speech, and you were talking about this Bhavi versus Devar. So how would you look at this?
That's just like a way to pepper in some humor into the speech or a very serious speech. So it's
So how is it going on? How are you juggling with your schedules, and how is it the campaign going on?
Well, it's not the first time I've fought an MP election. My opponent's fighting it for the first time. In the last 5 years, he's changed 3 symbols, asked for votes for 3 different parties with 3 different ideologies. The public doesn't know where he stands and what his thinking is. Whereas 5 years ago, I asked for votes on the basis of development. And today I'm asking for votes on the work done and promising more development. So my agenda has been very clear, and I hope to further the development even more. And this so-called backward area should not be called a backward area by the time the Akalis finish 10 years of tenure here. No, this is never going to be called a backward area ever again.
So thank you so much, and all the best wishes. And that was Ms. Harsimrat Kaur Badal. You saw, seems very confident that she's really going to make it even this time. This is Rakhi Bakshi in Bhatinda with the team of Rajya Sabha team here. It's election time finally, and here in Punjab, Bhatinda constituency, we are just watching Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, the Deputy Chief Minister, urging people to vote for Akali Dal. He's often mentioning Mr. Manpreet Badal, who is the opponent here for his own wife, Harsimrat Kaur Badal, from the Congress party. Looks like a tough battle that Akali Dal is facing here.
मनप्रीत ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿ ਚੀਫ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਜਨਤਾ ਦੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਨਾਲ ਬਣਦੇ ਹੈ ਉੜੀਸਾ ਨਾਮੋ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੂਬੇ ਨਾਮੋ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹਦੇ ਮਨ ਚ ਲਾਲਚ ਆ ਗਈ ਕਿ ਬਾਦਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਲਾ ਲੈਣਾ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪ ਬਣ ਜੂਗਾ 15 ਐਮਐਲਏ ਉਹ ਐਮਐਲਏ ਨੇ ਗੱਠਜੋੜ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ
Hello and welcome to the Quest on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Rakhi Bakshi. It's election time and we are talking to different political leaders. Right now we are in Punjab, in Badal village, and we are talking to the Deputy Chief Minister of Punjab, Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal. Welcome to the show, sir. Hectic political activity going on. How confident are you that Akalis are going to again do well?
I think there's a clean wave against the Congress in the whole country, and same can be felt in Punjab. People know that Congress has messed it up in Government of India, and they want it out.
The argument would be that you've ruled here more than 5 years, 7 years, and now they would like to go for change only because they would like to see more development work, and maybe they see some kind of a lull maybe which is existing.
If you see, there's in Madhya Pradesh there's the 3rd time, Gujarat there's 3rd time, and in all other states the people are coming 3rd time. Doesn't mean that after 1.5 years you need a change. It all depends on performance, and our whole campaign has been performance, and we've been concentrating on performance.
How you're trying to look at the whole development scenario, something that you worked for already and now you're looking forward to kind
we
of
have a complete plan of what we want to achieve. We had a target of making Punjab power surplus, and we've done it. Now we want to make it the best road connective state, so we are doing it, and within 2 years we will have all the towns connected with 4 to 6 lane expressways.
All eyes on Punjab, 13 seats. How you're really looking at Akali's performance here? How would you
I think out of 13, it will be anything between 11 to 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds too confident?
It's you'll get to know.
Okay. Looking at the Congress strategy, they seem to be upbeat. When we talk to them, they seem to be upbeat that they are going to do well this time. How would you look at countering the Congress party?
See, they were upbeat last time also when they lost. They are completely far away from reality. Congress leadership is completely cut off from the ground. They have no interaction with the public, and that is why all over the country, Congress is gone.
Mr. Narendra Modi is now also the face. He is the PM candidate for the BJP and you're supporting him. How would you look at this support? I mean, because you're also supporting INLD in Haryana and there seems to be some kind of confusion.
There's no confusion at all. Narendra Modi, the first party which supported in the NDA was the Akali Dal. We always believed that he's the right person for the Prime Minister job. He has the credentials for it and he has shown why his credibility or what he's done in Gujarat. So he needs, and I think country needs him more.
But do you think your Haryana support would land you in some kind of problem?
No, not at all. It's very clear with the BJP. It's not this time. It's been in before the last assembly elections, present assembly also. We have an Akali Dal MLA in Haryana assembly and our alliance was with the Indian National Lok Dal. So this is not the first time. It's been continuing.
You know, Mr. Badal, we've seen you. You're campaigning really in a very hectic manner and your schedule seems to be very busy. You're trying your best, of course. Your own wife, Harsimrat Kaur Badal, is contesting once again from Bhatinda. How would you look at her contest? You're also trying to, do things for her. Manpreet Singh Badal from your own family is there. This is an obvious question, of course, but, how would you look at this?
I think Manpreet Badal has no contest because people do not trust him. Throughout his life, he has been abusing Congress. Then he left Akali Dal. Then he made PPP, aligned with communists, left them, aligned with Longwal, left them. Now left his own PPP and gone into Congress. Within the span of 2 years, a person who can change so many pants, you think anybody trusts him?
But I would like to ask you again, somebody from the family, and it happens in politics, but how would you really look at it from a little personal point of view, that somebody from the family goes, in a different direction, so to say?
No, it's, see, everyone has his own right to go in whichever direction he has. He chose his path and it's good he chose his path. So let him come in the battle. He fought the assembly elections also from here. He lost both assembly elections about 2 years back.
So you think that this time again Ms. Badal is going to do well? And we in fact saw her, we were with her and
she has performed in her constituency. She's been to each and every nook and corner of the constituency. She has developed this constituency. She knows everyone in this constituency. And people judge her by her performance. And that's why people are voting for her.
What is the exact strategy? We've seen her campaigning. She's touring a lot of villages, in fact, and that seems to be like, she's full of energy. You're kind of also campaigning. So what is this whole strategy of kind of putting everything together?
Obviously, we are not going to disclose our strategy of winning
not
strategy
in those terms, but
on TV, but I am actually campaigning throughout the state. I and my father. I just happened to come here yesterday. Otherwise, I'm leaving today just now for Ludhiana. And then I'll be in Amritsar, Ludhiana, Jalandhar, all parts of Punjab, and my father will be also there.
You talked about Amritsar, and Mr. Arun Jaitley is, of course, contesting this time. Some would say that, he has problems this time. Captain Amrinder Singh, we all know, was reluctant, but finally agreed to contest.
Arun Jaitley has no problems. Captain Amrinder Singh is not interested in fighting. He's a non-serious politician, non-playing captain. Whenever the weather is good, he goes and campaigns. He's not fit for politics. And you can see from his attendance in assembly, he's a member of Punjab Assembly. In last 2 years, he's been there one day. And even if you ask people in his constituency, how many days has he been out of his palace with the people? Not even a single day for last 20 years.
Okay, so there's a lot of vision I see in you, and I would really like to talk about that before I go for a first break. And you're watching The Quest. We are still in conversation with Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal. Welcome back. You're watching The Quest. We are in conversation with Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal. Somebody would call you a CEO of the party. You work with a lot of energy and strategic programming. Somebody would also call you an aggressive politician. How would you look at your brand of politics?
I think I am very clear and focused on what I want, what the state needs. So I don't beat around the bush. We are very focused, what we want to achieve, and we have been very successful in achieving them.
And how are you really bringing improvement in the state? You recently had this NRI.
We look at every problem as a whole, not as a town-wise. If I have a mission of mine, I wanted to make Punjab power surplus, we have made it. We want to make Punjab the best road connectivity next 2 years. We want to connect Punjab's with the rest of the world through airports. Within the next 1 year, every 100 kilometers you travel, there will be an airport in Punjab. So like that way, we want to make Punjab, all towns of Punjab, 100% sewerage water supply, and we are on the verge of implementing it.
How would you really balance the two? You're attracting a lot of NRI investment. You're talking about a lot of industry, and there is this whole rural Punjab which has its basic needs. So how are you really trying to balance?
We have a clear focus. We provide them with incentives, subsidies, like farmers are given free power here. More people who cannot
that
afford.
itself, I think, became a talking point.
Which is not a talking point. If we give a big subsidy to top rich people, then everyone thinks it's a good investment decision. But when we give a subsidy to a farmer, we think it's a bad decision. Governments are not for rich and poor, rich only. Governments are there to look after the poor who cannot afford the basic needs. So we have been balancing it very well, and we provide all the facilities which the poor need, and that is why we have been very successful.
You're also trying to make it an investment hub. I mean, you recently called all these big corporate honchos here. How would you look at changing the scene as far as this whole business atmosphere in Punjab?
There is a lot of excitement in investment in Punjab. We have a very progressive state. We make decisions, take decisions fast. Our investment policy is the best in the country. Now people, in the last 3 months since we launched the policy, we have more than 60,000 crores of investment coming in one go. And after this, because of this elections, it got delayed, but you'll see a big flow coming in very fast.
Okay, another thing, how do you mix this whole religious thing with politics? You managed to win this Delhi Gurdwara Management Committee, and that was quite a tough battle to win. How would you look at balancing, let's say, the corporate, the business atmosphere? You do a lot of politics and this also. So you're combining everything together.
That's part of the game, you have to do it.
No, I mean, it has made you a larger leader, I would say, in the sense that you've got support.
We work with dedication. We are very sure what the party needs, and we work on a teamwork. We have a very good team, and as a teamwork, I'm a team player, so created a team, and the team works day and night.
What is your vision for Punjab?
I think you will see a big change in Punjab in the next 2 years. You will see a change which will be beyond expectation of people.
Coming back to recent elections that we are going on, how would you look at all these controversies which happened? For example, allegations that maybe the coffers could have been balanced much better. Mr. Majithia's role. How would you look at that?
There's got nothing to do with coffers. Our position is 100 times, 1,000 times better than Government of India's. Our debt to GSDP ratio has come down from 48% to 30%, and Government of India's is 60-some%. If we take loans, it is productive loans. Loans are never treated as something negative. I think the most, do you call Ambani rich or poor? Mr. Ambani has the highest loan in the whole country.
Since you talked about Mr. Ambani, I'm reminded of this Aam Aadmi Party phenomena. How would you really look at it?
There is no Aam Aadmi phenomena here.
In Punjab, you don't think they are kind of, working in terms of, they have launched new people like Gul Panav in Chandigarh.
These are all fads. These are all fads. Like you just launch. They're not serious players.
No, because I'm asking this question that
Aam Aadmi Party has come a Khas Aadmi Party. Because if you look at it, all the billionaires and rich people have joined the Aam Aadmi Party. Where is the Aam Aadmi in that? I was reading today's paper where there was a list of all the billionaires who are contesting on Aam Aadmi Party symbol.
So do you think they're, in terms of their performance this time in Lok Sabha elections, how would you really look at it?
I think complete washout. They have shown that what they have done.
There is this recent talk about what Mr. Prakash Singh Badal said and something about poll funds. We just read in the papers, and there seems to be...
There's nothing. These are just... when you talk to people, it's a humor. It's part of humor. It's not serious talk. So you cannot start blaming things like that.
Okay. So you think this was something that he just talked about and kind of got highlighted?
I'm not there. I don't know what he talked or not because I was not there.
Okay.
I do not know exact facts. Okay. But what I've read in the papers, I have not even talked to him and not even been able to find out.
Well, talking about campaigning here, how are you taking it ahead in the sense that how is this whole atmosphere here?
I think it's very good. The whole thing is really building up.
And you know, somewhere I was reading about you, and you know, you said that something that what you learned from your father. So let's look at how you've been brought up and how you've become an administrator that you are right now. How has it been growing up? You know, watching him and then taking up politics.
I think he's a university of in himself. Like he's gone through life, every aspect of life, and it's come. If you just watch him, how he works, how he behaves, what he does, and that itself is a university.
How do you really balance? And you know, what was the time that you get some time for yourself and you do something that you would like to do away from the politics?
I like to spend time with family, but normally we don't have that much.
Do you watch movies?
Yeah, I go for a movie every Saturday.
Okay, and talking about, of course, the elections again, to talk about the road ahead. Talk about Punjab and its, you know, its road ahead. We know that all these things you talked about already.
I think Punjab is in good hands under Mr. Badal. Nobody needs to worry. Country needs a change, and a combination of Mr. Badal and Modi is a perfect for India and Punjab.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, talking to us on Raj Sabha TV. And that was Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal. We must thank you for stealing a lot of time for us. And we say bye-bye to you right now. Namaskar.